So my work always seems to be about my work. And
yeah, well, it's because it's a manifestation.
yeah,
There's action involved in it.
there's a lot of action.
But there's action that you've let dominate your vibration.
Yes.
So you now know what to do about that.
But I feel like
I know you do.
I feel like I recognize the people and I recognize the feeling that I want when I see it someplace else.
So let's just think about that for a moment. So when you're in a situation where what you see isn't what you want to see, and you stop and say, but when I'm not here seeing it, I can see it in other places. I just can't see it here.
Mm-hmm.
Think about what that belief is. I just can't see it here. I can't see it here, which means it must not be here. But it is. It's under the bush and it's shining. A lot of people didn't see it either. That's been there a long time. You can't see it until you're tuned to the frequency that lets you see it. So you're letting what you see tune your frequency rather than meditation tune your frequency. There it is. It's what we've been reaching for all day. When you let what's happening be the tuner of your frequency, then you can only get more of that, what you call good and bad. It's all in your vibration, so you're getting some of all of it. But when you let meditation retune you, then you can leave some of the less productive points of attraction peter out. And some of the more productive points of attraction take a more predominant role.
So these people that I get inspired by, these relationships that I get inspired by, that I don't see where I am because I don't see them.
But let's just say for the record, I don't see them not because they're not there.
Well, that was my question. So they're there.
It isn't that they aren't there. It's that my beliefs won't let me see them where they are. And we know that's hard to take, because when you first learn about deliberate creation and we say you get what you think about, whether you want it or not, a lot of people protest and say, wait a minute. I know that I did not create that because I did not want that. And we say, we didn't say you wanted what you created. We just said you created it. You created it because you thought about it. And it's natural that you would do that or even still be doing that, because think about it. Think how important seeing and hearing and smelling and tasting and touching is. It's freaking reality. It's reality. Of course I'm going to look at reality. It's reality. I'd be a crazy person that'd lock me up and put me in a straitjacket if I didn't face reality. We say, stop facing reality and do more creating of reality. Let your reality morph, because you're spending more time not facing the reality that you believe so much. Because the more you face what you believe, the more what you believe you face. It's just the way law of attraction works. So you've got to find a way to take a break from it. You say, yeah, that'd be a good idea. I'd like to never go back there again.
Yeah. It's only as hard as I believe it is. Is that a true statement?
Absolutely.
So I've been at this place for 10 years.
So tell us one of the things that you most don't want that's there. Or you can tell us one of the things that you want to be there that isn't. Something that you really want to be there that you can't see there now.
I want there to be more ease. I'm exhausted. I just feel like everything is action-oriented. Everything is overwhelming.
This is interesting because, almost all of you really like action a lot.
Inspired action. That's the problem.
So much so that you spend most of your time with action trying to compensate for the energy that you didn't flow. But imagine how good it will feel when the action is inspired. Because action is so fun. Using all your wits, using all your senses, using all of your talents and all of your inspiration is so fun. It's so fun to use it all. It feels like the universe is just orchestrating magnificent things all around you. So how do you think you got that desire for more ease? Where did that come from?
Lack of ease?
Yeah. The intensity of the ease you're looking for came out of the absence of ease. So contrast served you, and the desire for ease is there. So let's just take that one. Let's take ease, the desire to be recognized for your value, the desire to have more meaningful things keep coming, so you don't feel so much that you're on a never-ending treadmill, but you get to move into new places. There are a whole lot of things that are really active in your vortex that your inner being is aware of what you want. And so your inner being is aware of all of those things and offering very clear perspective of them, but you can't receive the clear perspective of your path of least resistance because you are so fully engaged in what's there. So at a minimum, we would encourage that you meditate before you go in. Even drive over there if you need to and sit in the parking lot somewhere, or somewhere along the way, or at home is even better if you can. But just find some way of quieting your mind. We have some questions for you, for all of you really, but we'll direct them to you. Do you believe that there is a vibrational reality? We've given the name vortex, but do you believe in its existence?
Yes.
And do you believe that it exists in precision from the life that you have lived and for the things that you've asked for?
Yes.
Can you feel that if ease is so vivid in your vortex, and if the reason that ease is so vivid in your vortex is because of work, can you feel how inextricably tied they are together? The very solution and the very problem are best friends. Because the solution could not even exist if it were not for the lack of ease. Doesn't that soften something just a little bit? Doesn't that make this problem of action and not enough ease? Did you hear us earlier when we were talking about the receiving mode being the restorative mode? It's the replenishing mode. It's the renewal mode. And do you know that when you're not in resistance, that the energy keeps flowing? Sometimes people say to Esther after a seminar or even during it, don't you get tired? And she says, no. It feels like I could go on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. It feels like with each new thing that comes, more will come. And when she gets off the stage, she is obnoxious. Ask anyone. And after a little while, she settles back into normal life of noticing normal things, and the energy doesn't flow as fast and she doesn't feel as full and frisky. So your solution has come from what you think is the problem. And you really do have this wonderful opportunity every day to focus more in the direction of how the solution will feel and less on how the problem feels. You do have that ability. Have you ever, we know you have, you're going to like this. Have you ever been exhausted and thought about how good it is going to feel to crawl into your bed? But you're not in your bed yet. But the idea of being in bed just feels really good. And doesn't the knowledge that it's not that far away sort of buoy you up just a little bit? Don't you have the ability to feel for the ease even though it's not quite there? And do you know that after meditation that you'll find yourself in the receiving mode and you'll translate those vibrations into a thought about something that won't be related to your work because that's too hard. You can't receive that thought. But you'll start noticing more ease in everything in your life that doesn't have anything to do with your work. And work isn't the only thing in your life that doesn't have ease. But it is the thing that you're stuck the hardest in the not ease. So you've been hearing us say for years, just start with something easier. Oh, how clever is that? Start with something easier. What does easier mean? It already has more ease in it. Start with something easier. Start with something that already has more ease in it. But most of you come to a gathering like this, or you go to tackle a problem, and you'll take the thing that's bothering you the most, and that's what you want to talk about. We get why, because it matters. But because it matters so much, your vortex is full of the solutions. And the solutions could take you in so many different directions. To a whole new situation with a whole new different set of people. The place itself could evolve and different people could go. The structure of the organization could change. Technology could make it simpler. Somebody else could come in and stand alongside of you who has the ability to take some of your workload. There are so many possibilities that you keep not letting in. And you know the reason that most people don't let in the possibilities for more ease? Do you want to know? The reason that most people don't let in the possibilities of more ease is because the lack of ease is serving you in some way. I'm getting marks on the chart. I'm vigilant and valiant. I'm more worthy because I do more. There's a lot of that. Esther has really come to terms with a lot of that. She was sort of born into an environment where people just did stuff. And the more they did, the more they were praised for what they did. And so she just learned to stand on her head in so many different ways because praise felt so good until she got a whiff of what inner being flows. And praise from humans who are trying to get you to work hard is nothing like inner being's appreciation of your ease. Stick with Abraham. We'll turn you into the lazy people that you deserve to be. We don't mean lazy, but we do mean less active. We do mean less action that's inspired from what needs to be done and more action that's inspired from what is wanted to be done. You're doing so well. We're just fine-tuning here. We've made this, and you've made this way bigger than it is. If you could look into your vortex, you'd be so pleased with what's there. And we're not asking you to look there and see it all. It's too big. You're going to quit that job, but you don't even want to hear that. You don't even want to hear that. You don't want to hear that. You just got to the point where the rewards are coming from being there so long, but so are the unrewards from having been there so long. There's so much more for you that you can't see. So you just got to pick through it and feel happy now and happy now and happy now. Then all of a sudden you'll get an idea and you'll follow through with it and bam,